There's a farming method that fed entire civilizations for thousands of years. It required zero fertilizer, zero pesticides, zero tilling. It actually improved the soil instead of depleting it. It produced complete nutrition from 3 simple plants. Indigenous peoples across the Americas perfected this system over millennia. European colonizers saw it, documented it, then completely ignored it in favor of methods that destroy soil and require constant chemical inputs. This system is called the Three Sisters, and modern agriculture has spent the last 200 years pretending it doesn't exist, while the soil dies and farmers go broke buying fertilizer. I'm about to show you the most elegant farming system ever developed, and I'm going to tell you exactly why they don't want you to know about it. Let me show you how the Three Sisters work. Because this isn't just companion planting. This is a complete agricultural ecosystem designed by people who understood soil biology better than modern agronomists. The Three Sisters are corn, beans, and squash. But it's not just growing them together. It's how and why they work together that makes this revolutionary. First, you plant corn. It grows tall and strong. The stalk becomes a living trellis. 2 weeks later, you plant beans at the base of the corn. As the beans grow, they climb the corn stalk. But here's the magic. Bean roots host nitrogen-fixing bacteria. These bacteria pull nitrogen from the air and convert it into a form plants can use. They fertilize the soil naturally, for free, forever. The corn provides structure, the beans provide nitrogen, and then you plant squash. The squash spreads across the ground between the corn and beans. Those huge leaves create a living mulch. They shade the soil, preventing moisture loss. They suppress weeds. They create a microclimate that keeps the soil cool and moist. And the prickly stems and leaves, they deter pests. Raccoons and deer don't like pushing through squash vines to get to the corn. 3 plants, each one supporting the others, each one solving a problem. Together, they create a system that's more productive than any of them would be alone. But it's deeper than that. The nutritional profile is perfect. Corn provides carbohydrates and some protein. Beans provide protein and amino acids that corn lacks. Squash provides vitamins, minerals, and healthy fats from the seeds. Together, they're a complete food system, everything a human body needs. From 3 plants that grow better together than apart, indigenous peoples across North and South America developed variations of this system. The Haudenosaunee in the Northeast, the Maya in Central America, the Pueblo peoples in the Southwest, each adapted the system to their climate and their specific varieties of the Three Sisters. They grew these together for thousands of years. They fed entire civilizations. They sustained populations without depleting soil. They created abundance without chemistry. And then Europeans arrived and decided this was primitive. They saw these interplanted gardens and thought, chaos, inefficiency, backwardness. They replaced the Three Sisters with monoculture row crops. They separated corn, beans, and squash into individual fields. They broke the system, and they've been paying for it ever since. Let's talk about what happened when European agricultural methods replaced the Three Sisters. Modern corn farming plants, corn in straight rows, corn only, no beans, no squash, no diversity, just one crop covering hundreds or thousands of acres. Corn is a heavy nitrogen feeder. It sucks nitrogen out of the soil. In the Three Sisters system, beans replace that nitrogen constantly. In monoculture, the nitrogen disappears. The soil becomes depleted. So what does modern agriculture do? They add synthetic nitrogen fertilizer, tons of it, made from natural gas through an energy-intensive industrial process. Expensive, environmentally destructive, and necessary because they removed the beans that would provide nitrogen for free. Monoculture corn also means bare soil between plants. No squash mulching the ground. So moisture evaporates rapidly. Weeds grow aggressively. The solution? Irrigation systems and herbicides, more cost, more chemicals, more environmental damage. And without the diversity of 3 plants, pest pressure increases. When you have 1,000 acres of corn and nothing else, corn pests have paradise. They multiply exponentially. The solution? Pesticides. More chemicals, more cost, more poison in the food system. Monoculture also destroys soil structure. The Three Sisters system keeps living roots in the soil year-round from different plants at different depths. This creates soil aggregation. It builds structure. It increases water retention and nutrient cycling. Monoculture corn means the soil is bare and tilled multiple times per year. This destroys soil structure. It kills soil biology. It causes erosion. American farmland loses topsoil at catastrophic rates because of tilling practices that the Three Sisters system never required. The result? Modern corn farming requires constant inputs: fertilizer, pesticides, herbicides, irrigation, fuel for tractors. It's expensive, it's destructive, and it produces less nutrition per acre than the Three Sisters system when you account for all three crops together. But here's what really matters. Modern farming makes farmers dependent on seed companies, dependent on chemical companies, dependent on equipment manufacturers, dependent on petroleum for all the inputs. The Three Sisters system made farmers independent. They saved their own seeds. They needed no external inputs. They built soil fertility instead of mining it. They created resilience instead of dependency. That's exactly why it was replaced. Not because it was inferior, because it was too good, too independent, too threatening to the emerging agricultural industry. Modern agricultural science is finally studying the Three Sisters, and they're discovering that indigenous peoples knew exactly what they were doing. Research shows the Three Sisters system produces higher total yields per acre than monoculture when you account for all three crops, not just higher corn yields, higher total nutrition, calories, and protein per unit of land. The nitrogen fixation from beans is substantial. Studies measure 100 to 200 pounds of nitrogen per acre being added to the soil naturally through the bean-bacteria relationship. That's equivalent to thousands of dollars of synthetic fertilizer. For free. The soil biology benefits are profound. Three Sisters gardens have dramatically higher microbial diversity than monoculture fields. More bacteria, more fungi, more beneficial organisms. This translates to better nutrient cycling, disease suppression, and soil structure. Water use efficiency is superior. The squash mulch reduces evaporation by up to 50% compared to bare soil. This means the system needs less irrigation or performs better during drought. Pest pressure is distributed. When you have three different plants, pests that attack one crop can't explode in population because their food source is limited. The diversity creates natural pest control. Modern studies call this resource concentration hypothesis. Indigenous farmers just called it common sense. The Three Sisters system also creates what modern ecologists call facilitative interactions. Each plant makes the environment more favorable for the others. This is the opposite of competition. It's cooperation at the plant level, and the nutritional synergy is real. Eating corn and beans together creates a complete protein profile that neither provides alone. Squash adds vitamins A and C, minerals, and beneficial fats. The three together meet nearly all human nutritional needs. Indigenous peoples figured this out through thousands of years of observation and experimentation. They developed sophisticated agricultural science without laboratories or equipment. They understood soil ecology, plant relationships, and human nutrition at a level modern agriculture is only beginning to appreciate. But instead of learning from this system, modern agriculture dismissed it as primitive, as inefficient, as unscientific. The real unscientific approach is ignoring thousands of years of successful food production in favor of methods that require constant chemical inputs and destroy the soil. How do you grow the Three Sisters? It's elegant simplicity. Prepare soil. They work in most soil types but appreciate good drainage and decent fertility. Add compost if soil is poor. After year 1, the beans build fertility for you. Create mounds 12 inches high, 3 feet in diameter. Space mounds 4 feet apart. These improve drainage and warm faster in spring. Late spring, after frost danger, plant corn. 4 to 6 seeds per mound in a circle near the center. Cover with an inch of soil, water well. Wait, let corn grow to 6 inches tall. This gives it a head start. Then plant beans. 4 seeds per mound between the corn plants, pole beans, not bush beans. Cover with an inch of soil. Wait another week. Plant squash. 2 to 4 seeds per mound around the outside edge. Winter squash varieties work best. The magic starts. Corn grows tall, providing structure. Beans climb the stalks, hosting nitrogen-fixing bacteria, squash spreads outward, creating living mulch. Maintenance is minimal. Water during establishment, then the squash mulch reduces water needs dramatically. Weeds are suppressed. Pests are confused by diversity. By late summer, all three mature. Corn dries on the stalk. Beans dry in pods. Squash ripens on the vine. All can be harvested and stored for winter. Traditional varieties work best. Modern hybrid corn isn't bred to support climbing beans. Look for flint or flower corn, regional pole beans, and storage winter squash. Save seeds. These are open-planted. Save the best from each harvest. Replant, they'll adapt to your conditions. You'll develop your own locally adapted system. Never buy seeds again. Never buy fertilizer. Just grow, harvest, save, and replant. That's food sovereignty. Why the Three Sisters matter more now than ever. Climate change makes weather unpredictable. Droughts, heat waves, traditional agriculture struggles. The Three Sisters are resilient. Diversity means if one crop underperforms, others compensate. Squash mulch retains moisture during drought. Soil building creates resilience against extreme weather. Fertilizer prices are volatile, tied to fossil fuels, subject to supply chain disruptions. The Three Sisters produce their own fertilizer through beans, free forever. No vulnerability, soil degradation accelerates. Conventional farming loses topsoil. USDA estimates we're losing soil 10 times faster than nature replenishes it. Maybe 60 years of topsoil left. The Three Sisters build soil, increase organic matter, enhance structure, reverse degradation instead of causing it. Food security is critical. Global population rising, arable land shrinking. Industrial agriculture's dependency makes it fragile. The Three Sisters create household and community food security. Productive, nutritious, resilient, scalable, from backyard to community farms. This isn't nostalgia. This is recognizing that the Three Sisters solve problems modern agriculture created and can't fix. We spent 200 years developing methods requiring chemicals, destroying soil, and creating dependency. We ignored a system that does the opposite because it was developed by people we considered inferior. That arrogance costs us soil, health, resilience, and future food security. The Three Sisters aren't primitive. They're sophisticated, not inefficient. They're elegant, not outdated. They're timeless. That farming system that fed civilizations without fertilizer, that improved soil instead of destroying it, that's not ancient history. That's a blueprint for the future. The Three Sisters work. They've always worked. Indigenous peoples proved it over thousands of years. Modern science confirms it now. The only question is whether we're humble enough to learn. Modern agriculture wants you dependent in their seeds, fertilizers, pesticides, equipment. That's the business model. Create dependency, extract profit. The Three Sisters offer independence, plant, harvest, save seeds, replant, build soil. Feed yourself. No corporation, no chemicals, no dependency. That's why they don't teach this in agriculture schools. It threatens the entire industrial model. But you don't need permission. Just corn, beans, and squash. 3 plants, 1 ancient system, complete independence. The knowledge nearly died, but survived in indigenous communities who never stopped. In seed savers who preserved varieties, in researchers who finally paid attention, now it's spreading. Homesteaders rediscovering it, permaculture designers implementing it, climate-conscious gardeners embracing it. This is lost green knowledge returning exactly when we need it. Plant the Three Sisters. Feed yourself, build soil, save seeds, teach others. The system that fed villages for thousands of years can feed you now. It's been waiting for us to remember.